All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that roll well, and salutations to the elect pushing His truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. In this particular video, we're going to talk about the MOTB. We'll give an update on that, and also talk about false prophets. And the reason we're going to talk about both of them is because you got many false prophets that'll tell you that the MOTB is something else. All right, they'll tell you that it's Christianity. They'll tell you that it's an embargo. It's John 3:16. They'll tell you that the MOTB is sleeping with white women. Now, how the hell is that? How's the hell the MOTB sleeping with white women? But they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that it's your deeds. It's the things you do and the things you say and the things you think. They'll tell you that it's something spiritual. So forth and so on. And all of these are not what the MOTB is. All right? Now, these are coming from camps that have Hebrew names that know how to get into the etymology of the words, man. They know how to get into what that word actually means. So when they read Revelations 13:16, they can go to online Bible, blueletterbible.org. They can get on that and then click on that word mark and see that it says karagma, which is a physical incision. And the root word of that is karax, which means to sharpen to a point, which is the delivery system of the MOTB, which is the microchip. They can see that. All right? But they decide to tell you that it's something else for personal reasons or what have you. Trying to make merchandise out of the people, just being downright fucking evil. Or some personal grudge or gripe that they have with the apostles and elders. They'll tell you that it's something different. These false prophets, man. They'll pervert the doctrine on purpose, taking whole households down with them over their personal grudges or gripes or their personal greed of making merchandise out of the people. Not trying to scare the people or so forth and so on. All right, you got false prophets out there that's like that. And the scriptures speak about these false prophets. Right? Tell you to beware of these false prophets. So just to put it in layman terms, how can you find out if somebody's a false prophet? Well, what they're saying, what's coming out of their mouth, is not lining up with the scriptures. That's how you can tell. When you know what the MOTB is through your studies, all right, and the Lord revealed it unto you, and somebody's saying something different. That's a false prophet. All right? When they're talking about the new moon, it's the full moon. That's a false prophet. When they're saying there's no such thing as grape in the scriptures, that's sexual deviancy, and the Lord will never allow that. Not my God. That's a false prophet, man. And they're taking away from the scriptures and automatically adding to it. Because if you take away from the scriptures, you got to put something back in its place. Reminds me of them old Indiana Jones movies. To where they break in like a little pyramid and they steal the gold thing that's on that pillar. You can take it away. You can take it away, but you got to put something back in its place, man. And that's what these people do out here. They'll say that this is not true, which is the truth. And they replace it with falsehoods, man. Let's get this. This is Matthew 24:11, and we read, "And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Many people shall be deceived by way of these false prophets." You see, it's not like when you got inside of the truth. When you came inside of the truth, you were happy. You said, man, I finally know the name of the Lord. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You were happy that you can finally begin to pray. All right, that the Lord actually revealed himself unto you. You were happy. You were happy that you finally found the truth. And you did your best. You put your best foot forward until this day. Of course, we have spiritual highs and spiritual lows. All right. But you kept fighting. All right. But you have other people, when they heard about this truth, dollar signs just popped in their eyes. They looked at it as, oh, a place that they can come over and make money. All right. They dropped whatever whatever they was doing, probably was Egyptologists or some shit before this, black consciousness, dropped that and said, okay, I'm gonna start selling precept Bibles. I'm gonna start selling fringes and smell goods and baby clothes and head wraps and dresses, and they make merchandise out you. You got some camps that they got colors. And when you join them, you gotta have a shirt that says Sakari on it, or when you join them, you gotta have a garment that's purple and gold. You join them, you gotta have the velvet red garment. You got other people that have that, their own merchandise, so forth and so on. And that's what they're in it for, to make merchandise of you. Look at the men of GMS. We go out there, our garments is an expression of who we are. It's nothing too deep. Our garments, some brothers was given their garment. It's not about going out there and looking flashy. We're going out there to preach the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You got some that are out there to look cool, to look attractive, to reel you in, not by way of the scriptures, but by way of, enticing to your flesh. We do rap songs over here, IUIC. We make mixtapes, and it gets brothers that's coming right out of the world to now lean over to IUIC because they, every Jake want to be a fucking rapper. So they realize I could be a rapper in the truth. And they come in and they chase they fame in this truth. It's not about the truth, it's about something else. All right? But anyway, you got many false prophets out there that'll tell you that the MOTB is not this, that this is that, and this is, they're not going to tell you the truth. And that's how you can tell who a false prophet is. What they're saying is not aligning with the scriptures. I know I was reiterating the same points over and over, and sometimes I can go off on a tangent. So let's reel this back. Let's talk about these false prophets. All right, let's get Matthew 7:15, and we read, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing." Right, they're going to come to you in sheep's clothing, meek, humble. That's how they're going to look or appear. Come on, brother. We all Israel. We all should get along. Come on, Yasha Allah. Come on, sis. Come on, queens. We should all get along. Right? They come to you in sheep's clothing. But inwardly, they are ravening wolves. Right? But inwardly, they don't give a damn about you. They're going to drag you down just with them. They just looking with dollars. They just have dollar signs in their eyes. And they'll say whatever through feigned words, which means pretending. I think I got that queued up, that precept. They'll pretend and do whatever they have to do to just make merchandise out of you. There are people out there like that. All right. They look at this thing like a business, man. Well, if I have this amount of family members in IUIC, if I have this amount of men in IUIC, I'm gonna tell them, hey, you should go out and get family member, a wife. You got sisters that join, well, then we'll hook y'all up together. Or she got kids, or you take her kids, and y'all have some children together. Now when a Passover happens or a feast day or whatever, we got a Hebrew gathering together. We can play mixtapes there. It's $10 a head to get in. There's 5 of them now at $50. They're looking at it like math. They're looking at your family and everything like merchandise. Okay, that family gonna get 5 garments, and they're gonna need more than one change of garments, so they gonna get 2 a piece. We sell them $300 a piece. All right, the baby need fringes. They looking at you like merchandise, man. Inwardly, they're raving wolves. They don't give a damn about you. Some of them actually went behind closed doors with Esau, took that Judas purse. Understand up, down, left, and right what they're into, and been told to deceive the people, and are going out there and actively deceiving the people, and will look families in their face and tell them that they're doing the right thing. Lead them down a path of destruction. You see that? False prophets, man. I know this is about the MOTB. All right? And that's a part of it too. Because, you can't repent from the MOTB. You have IUIC talking about you should be able to repent from taking it. There's a YouTube clip out there. You could just type in IUIC Mark of the Beast. So be a dude with dreads and like two other brothers standing next to him. And he's going to be talking about repenting from the Mark of the Beast. Man. All right, this is something heavy, the MOTB. That right there, you can't repent from. So it's best to get that right. You're supposed to get the whole thing right. But it's best to get that right. You can't repent. Ain't no taking that out. Or I could take the chip and then when the nukes is about to drop, I can go behind closed doors or go behind a tree and snatch it out. Nah. Let's go on these false prophets again. This is Jeremiah 14 and 13, and we read, Then said I, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, behold, the prophets say unto them, Ye shall not see sword. Slakia. The prophets say unto them, Ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine. But I will give you assured peace in this place. See, the false prophets will tell you that. They'll push off the day of the Lord, and they'll tell you that the prophecies are not going to come to pass. They say the sword ain't going to come, destruction ain't coming, the famine ain't coming. What are you talking about? You shall be prosperous. You shall have peace in this place. Go out and chase that dream you got. That's what they'll tell you, man. All right? Then Yahweh said unto me, The prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not. Neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. You see that? See these false prophets, by which they say that's not going to happen. The death and destruction and no famine and no this and no that. That's what's going to fall upon them. And it reminds me of General Yohana, the leader of ISUPK. He was asked, are you going to take the microchip? He said, yeah, I'm going to take it. How else I'm going to eat? And you going to take it too. How else you going to eat? Roughly paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, these false prophets out here, man. But at the same time, he'll tell you that the MOTB is not the mark of the beast. But then sit there and admit that it is going to be an implementation of the MOTB, the microchip, and he going to take it and you going to take it too. But these are what these false prophets will do and say, man. All right? But the Lord is going to, guess what? What they said is not going to come to pass. That's how they're going to be destroyed. All right? Now let's get on the MOTB. Let's just play this a little bit. Because this is what this whole video is about. The brother, Yaitazad, camp leader, he sent this video in a group chat about a couple of days ago. And I ain't get around to it. I'm just getting around to it. But, yeah. And as soon as I laid eyes on it, I said, man, it's going to be a lot of explaining that's going to have to be done from these camps to their congregation when this MOTB starts being pushed heavier and heavier and then becomes mandatory. It's going to be a lot of explaining to do. Don't be surprised if you see some of these members starting to try to put these camp leaders to death. All right, starting with your low, grade churches like Christianities, all the way up to these Israelites, man, the camps that know that they're Israel and know what the MOTB really is, but taught their congregation something else, man. All right. Now, Neuralink begins second human trials. The Neuralink is the brain chip, a microchip. That the chip that goes on the brain. When you see the scriptures, it's Lakia. When you see it in the scriptures, when it says, take the mark in the right hand or on the forehead, the one in the forehead is the brain chip. The creator of this brain chip, which is known as the Neuralink, is Elon Musk. This is the creator. All right. Now, the regular MOTB that goes on your hand, the creator of that name, I believe, was Sam Sanders. Now, it was a group of people that created that, but he was one of them. All right. And I believe he had about 90 something percent done of this microchip that that goes in your hand. And before he walked off and he stopped the project, he quit the project. What was his reasoning of quitting this project? He said, well, God, I'm creating the mark of the beast. See, he even knew it. You see that? So, hey, this is the mark of the beast that goes in your forehead right here. It is a brain chip. So when you read that, this is what it is. Let's get into it.
Elon Musk and his team behind the Neuralink brain implant have just provided us with the latest update on their first human trial, with the promise that a second human patient is coming very soon using an upgraded Neuralink device. Progress so far has been a mixed bag of unprecedented success and unexpected setbacks, all of which is helping to propel the company forwards to their ultimate goal of unlocking superhuman capabilities. This is everything you need to know about Neuralink right now. Elon Musk is now promising that the second human Neuralink operation will be moving forward within the next 2 weeks. This is a slight delay from what we had been expecting, which was to see patient number 2 completed in June. We've learned that a Neuralink surgery was originally scheduled to go forward on June 24th at the Barrow Neurological Institute, but was canceled after the patient candidate had to withdraw from the test. Barrow's CEO Michael Lawton has said that the withdrawal was due to health concerns with the patient, and he notes that these concerns are unrelated to the brain implant procedure. Elon and his team have also revealed that Neuralink's second human implant will not be like the first. Neuralink's first human patient, Nolan Arbaugh, underwent his brain implant surgery in late January 2024. This procedure was successful, and Nolan didn't experience any negative side effects from either the surgery or the implant. For the first couple of weeks, Neuralink's N1 brain performed flawlessly, allowing the user to interface with their computer mouse just by thinking about the movement. This immediately gave Nolan the ability to surf the web and play games independently and without the use of a mouth stick for the first time since he was paralyzed in a diving accident 8 years ago. During weekdays, Nolan spends up to 8 hours a day contributing to Neuralink research. On weekends, his personal and recreational use of the implant can exceed up to 10 hours per day. He's been able to reach up to 69 hours per week of brain-computer interface with the N1 chip. Neuralink engineers confirmed that the current device has a battery life of 4 to 5 hours and a charging time of about 45 minutes. They said that Nolan has been keeping an inductive charging coil tucked underneath the beanie that he's often seen wearing, so that he can quickly and independently recharge his device. Neuralink also says that Nolan is already moving his computer cursor at speeds beyond the ability of a person using a mouse, something Nolan has been demonstrating often with his live streams on the X platform. The standard for measuring speed and accuracy of cursor control is bits per second, or BPS, and that's what Neuralink is calculating during these grid tests where you see the cursor moving around and clicking on different boxes. On day 1,
all right, as you can see, we ain't gonna look at the whole thing. All right, Neuralink begins second human trial, and that's the proof right there. Now, I made a video already because I thought that they already did the second human trial, but as you see in the video, they said due to health concerns, they didn't do that one. I thought they did it already, but as you see, they're doing it right now. This is the microchip. This is the mark of the beast, all right, that goes on your brain. The brain chip, all right? The mark of the beast that goes in the right hand and on your forehead. This is the one on your forehead. Hope it was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.